What's good, people? I'm GALANACCI, the creator, artist, designer, entrepreneur. I forgot to say, Manila born and London based. And I'm the founder of Pioneers of Greatness, inspiring you to realize your full potential. It is week 8, and we're going to recap what I did this week. As usual, this is just like a, what do you call it? Just like a video journal. So, yeah, this week, what did I do? Got my notes up. Yeah, I was curating POG's sort of like social media presence. I was doing it behind the scenes, and also designing and developing a tracksuit for POG using Clo 3D. What else was there? Yes, I was preparing an e-commerce feature for the website that I currently have for Pioneers of Greatness using Shopify, and refining the POG acronym logo, so the POG. And also I continued shadowing Robert Jesse this week, and I also learned how to apply my learnings directly into POG. But yeah, we'll crack right into it. And yeah, I'd say like the challenges of like building a brand or anything with little capital is knowing sort of what to do with your time. Okay, so like you might not have the capital to sort of produce products in the meantime, but what can you do to at least move the needle a bit at this present time? And then for me, it's developing IP, so intellectual property. This could be the branding, this could be the designs that will be released for Pioneers of Greatness. This could be marketing strategies. This is just everything to do with sort of like how things will look and how things are strategized for Pioneers of Greatness. So those are the things you can work on, or I was working on, without the need of capital. So that's what I sort of focused on this week. I mean, this is what I focus on since the beginning, to be honest, because it's like, you could say it's like a fighter, like a boxer. You stay in the gym training, so you're fight ready. So then when the opportunity comes, you don't need to be ready because you stay ready. And that's sort of how I'm approaching building this brand, Pioneers of Greatness. It's me doing everything necessary so that I'm ready when the opportunity comes, or when I create the opportunity, so that I could just jump on it and boom, let's execute. Boom. So that's sort of the same mindset I'm applying with how I approach handling lack of capital. And also being able to learn, like always learning. Like building a business, it has a lot of moving cogs within it, and I'm not well versed in all of those aspects. I'm great at designing, I'm great at this and that, but there are areas where I have weaknesses. Even on the creative side, when when it comes to fashion design, so like pattern making, sewing, those things, I lack those. I lack those within those areas. Even in the business side, there's things I could work on and improve. And building a business, building a brand, or just being in the entrepreneurial route, you're bound to learn anyway. It's a marathon. It's not something that you pick up in one day and then boom, you're sorted for the rest of your life. Nah, it's a constant learning, and that's sort of like how I'm just going through it. And that's why I shadow Robert Jesse, in terms of like the fashion aspect. I want to be able to learn how to pattern make, how to sew, so that I can create samples myself, prototypes myself, and that just saves you sort of time and money, because when you do send your designs to manufacturers and whatnot, there's going to be a lot of back and forth. And if you can minimize the back and forth by learning how to sew, how to pattern make, and understanding the process, and understanding how to communicate with the manufacturer before even reaching out, then that will save you time and money. And that's sort of how I'm thinking about it and approaching it. That's why when I was shadowing this week, I learned how to sew trousers. So the trousers were so the patterns for it was already cut, and most of it was the panels were most like the details, like the pockets, the seams for like the detailing. They were fuck. They were sewn already, so I only had to sew the front and the back pieces, as well as the waistband. Now I did this already in my first week, but this time it was just like refining my knowledge on how to sew the trousers together. And what I learned from there, I immediately apply that like behind the scene, like outside of my time shadowing. Like on my own time, I would go on Clo 3D and start, pattern making trousers, and then just applying the knowledge I learned and then building on top of it. So there's like intricacies when it comes to like pattern making trousers, and I would just leverage YouTube to sort of learn and bridge those gaps. Because if you have this knowledge, right, you would automatically separate yourself from the crowd, especially if the ones that are starting a brand, building a business, that are within the same sort of level as you. They don't know how to pattern make, they don't know how to sew, they don't know the processes or how to communicate to manufacturers. Then that just separates you in those department. But then again, that's just like one way for you to sort of separate yourself from the market, so like your competitors and whatnot, because all these little details that you pick up, that will show in the end product. That's why I'm making sure that I hone in these little details. It's not even little, they're a huge part of the design process. But for me, I just want to be able to know these things, so that when it comes to designing, I know how these things work, especially like pattern making. Like I would understand how to navigate that certain step within the design process. But yeah, I'm still recovering from the fluting, so I just have a runny nose. But yeah, man, pioneers of greatness. Yeah, there's a lot to learn, man. When you really look into it, even just starting pioneers of greatness this year, that took 4 years of like learning and building and just constant this journey, you know. It started off with GALANACCI, and then I did what I can, and it developed into what it had to develop into in order to arrive at POG. And then, yeah, it takes time. Everything, when it comes to building anything, man, it just takes time. So even with this, I have to just learn how to be patient, like crazy patient. Because in my mind, I'm already like 5 years ahead, 10 years ahead. But then obviously the things that I am imagining, it's not lining up with the present. So then it's just finding the balance with that. Yeah, it's just like a constant battle in your mind, like, oh, I need to be here, but then I'm not. And it's just like juggling that everyday sort of thing. But then also focusing on the little things that you manage to do, like you push the needle one bit, and then the next day one bit, and then just celebrating those small successes. But yeah, man, it's just a constant learning, honestly. Even though like being almost 5 years into the journey of like the entrepreneurial journey alone, yeah, man, I have a lot to learn, man. You'd think 5 years is a lot, but nah, man, it barely put a dent, man. There's so much more to learn, so much more to do, and there will be even harder hurdles or bigger hurdles to jump over. But then I guess just going through it all, you sort of build your tolerance, and then you learn how to strategize more efficiently and whatnot. But yeah, I would say it's just being able to navigate through like the storm of all of it. And then I would say it's like definitely like a reflection of how I see boxing as well. Like I was watching literally yesterday, yeah, Beterbiev and Bivol too. And obviously they're equally matched. And then there's there's one point where one is winning, and then there's one point where the other one is winning, and you're just like constantly like battling. You know, it's like, what do you call it? It's like attrition, battle of attrition. So you're attacking it round by round or day by day. It may look insignificant in that time, but then when it compounds over the rounds or over the time, over the days, you start to see, okay, yeah, okay, I'm winning the battle. And then I guess, yeah, it just reflects. What's up? You trying to go? Yeah, just go. But this girl, man. Close the door a bit. Anyways, man, I lost my train of thought. We're 14 minutes in. Yeah, man. I guess this one's.
Oh.
Mahal, they can see you, man. I'm not cutting this, you know.
Mahal, ang pangit ko. Neck pain and all.
It is what it is. But yeah, I think, yeah, that's pretty much it. Mahal, man, now the light is switched off. This girl. Yeah, we're cutting it, man. It's done.
Sorry.
Yeah, man, it's done. It's episode is over. Yeah, man, I'm cutting it, man. If you made it this far, be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that shit. And I'll catch you in the next one, man. Peace.